Welcome to the Know, I'm Jon Risinger. So, Switch is off to a solid start thanks to flagship title Legend of Zelda making the launch window. We also know that Nintendo is gearing up for some of its other major properties coming throughout the year, including Mario Kart 8 in April and the next Super Mario game coming in the holiday. But what about some of the other famous titles like Super Smash Bros? According to Nintendo COO Reggie Fils-Aimé, yes! In an interview on a special Facebook live stream yesterday, Reggie said, Smash is obviously one of our best-selling franchises. You can anticipate at some point in the future, who knows when, that all of our franchises will be addressed. We know that the fans love these games, love this content, so stay tuned. Considering how quickly Nintendo's already bringing its AAA lineup to the Switch in 2017, that could be sooner rather than later. Have gamers been paying so much attention to helping Hyrule that they haven't been engaging in some, let's say, self-help? That seems to be the case, judging by some new data published by YouPorn, where you get all the good data. The website reports that the Switch's launch weekend saw a massive drop-off in their user base they've identified as gamers, with traffic dropping off as much as 17% for the whole weekend. If you're not convinced that's mostly Switch-related, they also said that Link and Zelda searches saw the highest increase for search terms over the weekend as well. You little pervs. Link searches were up to 164%, while Zelda searches were up 102%. So people really want to see Link more than Zelda, and can you blame them? I can. I don't like reading that. But the Nintendo fever didn't stop there, because OG Nintendo characters Mario, Bowser, and Princess Peach all saw search increases too, by as much as 24%. You guys are fucking weird. Go masturbate to just normal people. The next entry in the Gran Turismo series, Gran Turismo Sport, saw an indefinite delay last year without much indication as to when we should expect to see it in 2017. However, Gran Turismo Sport is still alive and progressing decently well because a closed beta for the game is launching next week. Gran Turismo creator Kazunori Yamauchi made the announcement on the PlayStation blog yesterday, saying that each day of the closed beta, participants will get to choose between a selection of tracks and cars. The closed beta starts on March 17th and will only be open to certain PSN IDs, so check your messages to see if you're invited. This is definitely exciting news for fans of the series, as Yamauchi previously said that Gran Turismo Sport wouldn't be getting a test drive at all before its launch. If you've been a little confused about whether or not the upcoming remastered Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is exclusive to PlayStation or not, nobody would blame you, because Sony and Activision can't seem to make up their damn minds about it. Now, the company seems to be flip-flopping on Crash's exclusivity all over again, according to some new promo material spotted on NeoGAF. Users posted about the Australian pre-order marketing campaign for the game, which clearly call the game a PlayStation exclusive. That's totally contrary to a statement made by PlayStation Ireland just a couple weeks ago, when they said it would be launching as a timed exclusive on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro first. So, all we know now is that the game will be coming to PlayStation 4 on June 30th for $39.99, and who the hell knows what happens after that. If you thought Horizon Zero Dawn represented the pinnacle of what the beefed up PlayStation 4 Pro could handle, think again. The open world apocalyptic caveman simulator might be the most gorgeous console game ever made, but it's still just the tip of the iceberg based on some recent comments by developers Guerrilla Games. According to an interview with producer Samrat Sharma, some of that has to do with how late in development they got the PS4 Pro dev kit, as the game was already optimized to run on the regular PS4. Sharma said, "We didn't design the game from the ground up for the Pro, but we tried to use that processing power to do the best things we could to make the experience look or feel better for you. I don't think it's fair to say we haven't used it fully, but I do think it's fair to say that if we designed the game from the ground up for the Pro, we'd have probably used it differently. So it sounds like we can expect even better looking games for the Pro in the future." Some changes are coming to Steam reviews, and it looks like the game service is taking a page out of Amazon's playbook. Starting the next few days, review scores for Steam games will only count if the player has actually purchased the game, similar to what Amazon does with its product reviews, according to VG247. That means that scores won't count from people who received the game for free or even got it during a free weekend. Valve said the changes will better reflect the sentiment expressed by invested paying customers. But anyone can still review free and free-to-play games, so have fun with that. Reviews are starting to come in for Kong Skull Island, and so far they're looking pretty decent. The latest King Kong flick has a 79% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes Tomatoes, with critics calling it a fast-paced, good-looking action movie that doesn't quite match up to the classic original. As Richard Roper of the Chicago Suns put it, it's wildly entertaining and it has a sense of humor about itself, and it doesn't hurt when a great big monster movie features an A-list cast including John Goodman, Samuel L. Jackson, Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, and John C. Reilly. But not everyone was a fan. An NPR critic wrote, "Every time the movie threatens to get interesting, one of its hordes of non-animated characters shows up and starts talking again." Kong Skull Island is in theaters now. If you didn't feel like watching a big stupid block of internet ice melt just so you could learn the release date for season 7 of Game of Thrones, let us save you some time. The newest season starts on July 16th. That was easy. I mean, all you had to do is click on a nice little no video. But not if you're HBO. The OG home of Prestige TV had the brilliant idea to reveal the date through a Facebook live stream that featured a melting block of ice with the date inside. And if you typed fire, a flamethrower would make it melt faster because marketing people have some really, really dumb ideas. Anyway, it took forever and the 130,000 people who watched got super annoyed, and worst of all, the stream ended before the date could be revealed. Anyway, it's July 16th. There, now we can all get on with our lives and wait for like 4 or 5 months. Some top World of Warcraft players got hit with the ban hammer recently for selling dungeon runs. If you aren't familiar with the practice, or if you just haven't thought about World of Warcraft for years, that's when really good players charge other players real-world money for helping them through dungeons. PC Games N reported that in a post on the Battle.net forums, community manager Brett Ornix Forbes announced the bans and said that many of those banned were members of top raiding guilds. The practice is apparently pretty common in WoW, and PC Games N reported that some have made thousands of dollars doing it. But it's also against Blizzard's terms of service. Blizzard officials said this round of bans is meant as a warning, and that going forward, in order to ensure fair play and competitive integrity, we'll be monitoring these activities much more closely in order to make sure that the rules are being followed. That hurts. RIP to those characters that got banned. That's years of work down the drain. Time to go out and see if the sun is still shining. I play WoW, actually. I picked it up again to play Legion, you know. Guess what? Playing video games doesn't make you into a homicidal maniac. So, good news to that, but we already knew that, right? Well, thanks to a major new study, hopefully the rest of the world will catch on, too. Using brain scans and psychological questionnaires, scientists found that levels of aggression and capacity for empathy in people who never play violent games were the same as in those who game for hours each day. Hopefully this will debunk years of warnings from politicians that video games are turning us all into murdering lunatics, because we all love hearing that every 6 fucking months. The Telegraph reported that the study from the Hanover Medical School in Germany compared a group of gamers who played for at least 2 hours a day for the last 4 years versus another group of people who didn't game regularly. And yeah, there was no difference in either aggression or empathy. So, okay, can we finally put this issue to rest? We got data and science. Games don't make you violent, although I really wish that Horizon Zero Dawn made me a badass archer. I'm gonna go kill things in that game now. This has been the news. If you liked it, you should like it. If you want to subscribe, you should subscribe. Welcome to the now. How do we start this? Just welcome to know this is Jon Risinger. Okay, I always forget if there's like a little like, welcome to the roundup. I mean, you can do that. I don't want to do that. I don't have anything. According to Nintendo COO Reggie Fils-Aimé, yes. Sometimes punctuation fucks me up.